Hello.
So
How you doing?
I'm just waking up.
Wait, what time is it there?
About to be 3 p.m. now.
Oh, you're on my sleep schedule basically. I think I woke up at 1:30 today.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad.
We
It's
have like
not
a,
great.
a 12-hour gap,
Do we?
probably something like that. Pretty close.
It's 11 p.m. here now, so it's pretty close. Yeah.
It's 11 p.m.
I think we have an 8-hour gap.
I mean, it's 3 p.m. right now, so that's only a 3-4 hour gap.
Wait, what? No, it's 11 p.m. So an 8-hour gap.
Oh,
3 to 11. You know.
well, no, that's a.
That is 8.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, I'm,
Yeah,
I'm
that's 8.
done. Yeah, I'm
It's
thinking.
all
I'm
good. Yeah,
thinking
waking
that.
up, waking up. Just play the Ahri. It's fine.
Yeah,
You know, sometimes
that is,
the dumb brain is on. That is okay.
yeah.
It's all good. We will fix it. We will make the dumb
Problems,
brain into not a dumb brain.
problems is on all the time.
Oh fuck! That's
Yeah.
where the issue begins.
It doesn't turn. It starts in the morning and doesn't turn on.
I actually do think have you been better at being more conscious of what's going on in the game?
Oh yeah.
Because that was the main thing that I wanted you to start doing last time. Like just
So I
constantly
mean,
trying to force yourself to think.
I was trying. I mentioned it earlier. I was like, now I'm thinking a little bit more. I don't know. It's just hard to keep it to myself, I guess, because now I'm looking at my teammates and stuff a little more keenly, and I'm just like, what are you doing?
Yep, that's
I
how
mean,
it's
it's a
gonna
part of
go.
the it's a part of the game, but I mean,
Yep, that is exactly how it's gonna go. You're gonna be more annoyed with how your teammates play now because they're not playing correctly either.
yeah. I mean, obviously, I'm not perfect. I mean, we're all match made together, so.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you have watched my games lately, but I have also just been playing like an absolute ape, like just missing stuff completely or making bad
Yeah.
decisions.
I mean, there's good weeks, bad weeks.
Yeah, sometimes you're just stupid, and that's okay.
I've always used the proverb that on Faker's worst days is better than my best days. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's not entirely false.
Yeah.
Well, then again, Faker got solo killed by a gold 4 player, so. Do you
Oh
have a
man.
specific game in mind?
Yeah, so I
Okay,
mean,
there.
I was thinking about this here. I'll get the timestamp. So this
Yeah, no.
one in particular this one was an absolute stomp.
Uh-huh.
But the top laner, for whatever, I don't know, like prior beef or whatever, like griefed my jungler. So he just ran it down all game. So all game he's just running it down or doing whatever. He's playing the game, but he's going like 1-10. But the other four of us, we're popping off, we're doing fine. But then there's just a point where we lose. We literally lose. Like I'm like 8-1. I'm like 8-1 in this game. Everyone else is fed, but then there's just I think it's a Baron call where someone gets picked and it's kind of I was trying to think like how to avoid even with a tilter kind of thing
Yeah.
how to
How to still win?
how to solidify the win kind of thing. So more mid late game kind of question I guess in this game.
We can
'Cause,
look
I
at
got
mid-late game here. Sure.
Mhm.
We can look at some of the decisions you make. I hope that it's not gonna be too laggy. If I have everything going at once, but we will see, I suppose.
Oh yeah.
Is it laggy for you?
Let me see. I'm watching it now.
If it is, then
I mean, it was lagging when you played. Let me see. It's not playing. It's not too bad. No, that's fine.
okay.
Yeah, I
Do you
guess you got
wanna?
like what?
Sorry.
I mean, I can just come to your stream too if that.
Nah, that will be delayed. It's fine.
I don't.
It will be like a bit. It will just be a bit jarring. I feel like. Um. Do you want to look through the entire? It's the one against the Nivea, correct?
Yeah, yeah. I
Okay.
mean, yeah. You don't. I mean, you don't have to go through the beginning. I was saying towards. I'd
Yeah.
say
Do you
it's like
wanna?
half.
What
Like
what
you can.
what what point do you want to look at?
You can skip to like I don't even know what time exactly. Definitely later in the game.
This one here where you're 8-1.
Yeah. It's around there is where the game gets kind of thrown because this is where I think this is where the pick is, and then we just kind of fall like the whole team just falls apart.
Okay.
So like about here, yeah.
I mean, what? I mean, this is a little bit too early. but we can still look. We kill them, we take tower, cool, cool, cool. We go bot lane here, probably have to, so Jace can't continue splitting, yeah, that's fine. We pay attention to top side, that's good. And we run up. The fight is already probably over top side though, so can't really do anything, but mid wave catch is fine, prevent Jinx from taking tower, I like it. Should still be trying to pay attention to the top side fight in case you have to move. E-flash is not bad here. Nice, good, clean.
So that's what I mean. The game's going swell for us. You know, we got the intern. It's whatever. Try to ignore him. Like, at least he's still playing, sort of deal.
Yeah. So here, I don't think there's any reason for you to realistically run topside. But this is where it would have been nice if you were actually like paying attention to what was going on top lane, like while you were running towards mid, because then you would be able to see like the HPs of everyone and where they're running, which again would have been nice. Because then that can help you decide if you're actually supposed to run top lane here. But here, I think there's nothing to do topside. I think your team is already, like, they have already won the fight topside somehow, and you have killed the Jinx, and we don't know what's happening topside, so you can just stay mid lane here, I'm pretty sure.
So
You're fine.
there's moments or whatever I call them where I try to get the team ahead, so kind of have them be self-sufficient. So
yeah, I mean,
sometimes I don't watch those fights because I'm like, oh, okay, they should be able to handle it, you know.
Yeah, but you should still like try to pay attention. Like you're not losing anything if you pay attention. Like you just click over and see. It's like just good habit to be in, right? So we have Ludens this game. If you go Ludens, I would recommend Magic Pen Boots as well, because then you're accepting that you're playing one shot.
So I was doing a weird build this game where I was playing Biscuits and Time Warp, and then I had Moon Plating and.
I don't like Biscuits Time Warp. I think who you were laning against Nivea. I think just go DMAT and Cosmic or Cosmic Insight. I think Biscuits is a little bit overrated on Ahri. You don't really need it. DMAT is a lot better if you need to like reset at proper timers. Yeah, here you can just ult as well. It's fine. We catch her. Nice, good pick. She dies. It's good. Camera movement is a little bit wonky. But it's all good. Yeah, this is what I mean by camera movement is a little bit wonky. Like here, this is another. Sorry.
I can't see forward. I can only see.
Yeah, it's another skill that I actually think we will just write some notes down. So, whenever you're running to catch a wave or something, try to pay attention to what your team is doing. This is pretty obvious, right? Like, it's pretty clear. You don't lose anything from it. It's just, again, a habit to get into. In terms of camera placement, very important that you try to have as much useful information on your screen. Now, sometimes, if you're in the middle of a fight, it can obviously be super fucking hard, because you have to flick your mouse down to make sure that, like, the camera scrolls down, which makes it pretty hard to have good camera placement. But I think here, your mouse should already be on the right-hand side, because you're trying to fight someone who's on the right-hand side, right? So you should be able to, like, flick your mouse down a bit, and then you will be able to see. Here, you have time to do, but you can flick it even more. You know?
Yeah, I couldn't even see the Wukong from where I was.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem.
I didn't. Yeah.
Like, try to always have useful information on your screen. This again ties into this point up here, by the way, right? Because watching you run towards a lane is not very useful information, right? It's not giving you any new information. League, all about how much information you can absorb. It might seem like you need to have great hands and think like an absolute mastermind. Not really. It's just all about collecting as much information as possible and then figuring out what to do based off of that information. But if you're not collecting any information, you know, it's pretty fucking hard to make a good decision then.
Yeah.
So always try to have useful information on your screen. It's very easy to say, right? But how do we actually do this? Well, I think we try to tell ourselves, like, we start off by not being able to do it in fights. That's okay. That's okay. Because in fights, there's a lot of shit going on that we need to think about. That's cool. When you get good enough, you can probably do it in fights as well. But we start out when we're just running somewhere. Like thinking about where should my camera be? What is useful to look at? Is this useful to look at over here? Well, if this is in this instance, then yeah, we can look here. If not, we should look a little bit further up. I think here, this is kind of fucking useless to look at. So I can look a little bit further up. But that's not going to really do a whole lot of difference here. But you do also change it. But it's just habits to get into, right? Here, for example, like, is this information really useful up here? Not really, right? So you can move your camera down, and you're in a good spot. Because you would see the Wukong, and then you would know how to play the fight. You might see the Wukong anyway, your face cam might just be blocking it. But then the Jace comes and we lose our flash. Here again, you should be trying to like flick your camera over to the side. Like when you're here. Because this information is dead. So you can flick your like camera over and see how Jace is spacing. Like what his HP is, everything.
I guess
It might not
I guess
matter
I
this spot.
avoid doing that sometimes because like if I move it too far, then I can't see on top of me, and then someone.
So solution to this, you will see this whenever I play, and you will see a lot of higher elo players do this as well. We will look over, and then we will press spacebar, and then we will look over again and press spacebar, and we will keep doing this.
Yeah, I use spacebar.
So it snaps
I
back to
mean,
yourself.
obviously, I'm not doing it all the time, I guess, or enough apparently.
I mean, your team just wins. Nice, cool. What do we do here? We have large rod. Nice. We run straight to mid lane. I don't dislike that decision. We're looking at what's going on down here. I like the big play button in the middle. That's cool. Thank you, Twitch.
Yeah.
We get Drake. Okay, nice. I don't mind opening through mid lane. I think here you can look at top lane at least, because there's a world where you run topside here to dive the Zeri, Because it's not like you're absolutely needed mid lane here, because the wave is quite far up, right? So there's a world where you just run up here and try to dive the Zeri. There's also a world where you run down bot lane here and try to kill the Anivia if she overextends. All depends, right? Like these are things you should be thinking about. Because there's nothing else for you to really be thinking about while you're here, right? Like, you're running somewhere, so you have time to think. Like, these are all timings where you can think about something, think about what you want to do. So if we ran topside here, it wouldn't have worked anyway, because there's a Wukong, but we can't know that, right? Like, some instances you will just make the pick here. Charm was a little bit bad. I mean, this could be played a lot cleaner, obviously. I think you can already just ult here if you want to.
I mean, ult, please.
They just ult behind, just make the Q redirect. I think blowing your ult to get a pick at this point in the game is fine. I think you're just being a little bit greedy with it here, and Charm misses because you space a little bit too far to the side. You would kill the Kha'Zix, which would be nice, but here have to ult to get out. I think this is a bit risky staying here.
I think this is where this is the turning point kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because now Kha'Zix dies, they get Baron, and then it's just
Maybe I think it was just you were greedy with your ult. And then your Charm was a bit bad and you spaced too far to one side. But here, like, this is a fine way to play it at this point. The fight is kind of over. You have to stay at range and just use spells at max range. But they get Nash here. That sucks. Yeah, but there's not like a clear thing for me to tell you outside of like. Okay, well, obviously this is stupid. Like, you're not gonna contest the Nash 1v5. I think being able to cut your losses is a super valuable skill. Like, recognize when a play is fucked, and then think about how we can do something, right? Like, what can we do here? Because I can assure you, we cannot run into Nash and contested 1v5 with no ult and half HP. That's not happening, right?
Yeah.
We also have Magi, so you should value your HP a lot, or value your life a lot. Because if you die with this, you lose so much gold. Like, it is so much gold value that you're just giving over. So here, what can we do? Well, we can't contest Nash. Okay, sick. We can probably take mid-wave. Mid-wave would be good to take. Why?
Push the waves back.
Yeah, it means that the enemy team can't take mid-tower after they Nash, right? That's basically it. So here, I would probably hug right-hand side, because that's far away from this spot as possible. Right, like that's where I know the enemy team is. If someone is sitting on the right-hand side here because they didn't join the fight, then fuck, I'm dead. That sucks. But I think I can, with pretty high certainty, assure that no one is going to be sitting there. So I would walk right-hand side, push out the wave, and then probably just recall. Or run bot lane and push out bot wave as well. But I think here you're just absolutely tilting out of your mind and trying to contest an Ashe 1v5 when you know it's probably bad. Because like, you're half HP with no ult, as Ahri. And we all know Ahri with no ult is basically a caster minion. So don't be doing this. You just died to Anivia. Completely deserved. Instant feedback. Yeah. Horribly played. Stupid play. Okay, nice, good. How do we avoid that? Well, we probably don't try to contest Baron. Here you still have timers where you can do something. I like this. This is a good play. I like this idea by you. So, can you explain what your thought process is here?
Right now?
Yeah, here.
So, I mean, there's action in the middle, and I don't need to get that. So I was just going for the CS because nothing was happening on the map yet. So I was going for the CS down bot because it was a free lane because Yasuo's top. Um, my other teammates are mid, so I don't need that CS right now. So I was just going to look for a pick or the team fight that might break out.
I mean, it's correct decision, right? Because you don't have to be bot lane yet. You don't have to catch the wave yet, right? So you have
Yeah.
time where you can run mid lane and look for this pick. This was one of the plays that you probably would not have gone for last time when we were talking. I think this play is super good. It is a play that you should absolutely get used to doing as much as possible. Like, recognize when you have to catch side waves and when you don't, and then make a play accordingly. I think here, the way you approach can be different. I think you can run over here. Oh, whoops. Like, run to the Wraith wall. Because this alt angle is a lot more scary than this alt angle. Right? Because we're trying to get behind the Jinx, or we're trying to get access to the Jinx. If you stand here, you have to like alt like this, and then alt like this. You use 3 dashes just to get on top of her. If she has Flash or Gale Force, you're probably dead. But here, you can alt like this, and then she has to run up, but then she runs away from your team, so maybe it's bad. But maybe you can alt like this then, and like this. All I'm trying to say is this angle is better.
Yeah. Well, you also have to play around the tower's health, right? Too. Not specifically against Jinx because of her passive, but like like say I could make her fight under tower kind of deal.
Yeah, it would be good as well, but she doesn't have to fight you under tower, right? She can just run away. The fight is already over here, and you just get walled off. I think if you went over the wall here, you would have been able to join this fight. But obviously, missing the charm here sucks. Feels bad. Can't really do much here. Fight might already be over. Yeah, it looks pretty screwed, doesn't it? Okay, cool. What can we do then? Well, the fight is lost, so let's not try to join the fight. Let's think about what we can do. Well, mid wave is probably gone as well. Maybe we catch bot lane. Yeah, we can throw spells at max range as well. It's not bad. But there's no way you're defending this tower. If you die now, they probably end the game.
Yeah, the game, I don't know. I don't remember what happens, but the game's definitely going down.
Yeah, I would run bot lane here. I don't think you can defend this. So I would just go catch the wave. And you have to blow your ult now. That means they will probably... I mean, they will back off. Could have run bot lane to catch the wave.
I mean, my thinking here. I mean, I was even I saw I see my Yasuo was just running at top and.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's like he's griefing a bit, but there are certainly things that can be done a lot cleaner on your side as well, which is what we want to focus on. Like, yeah, sure, you will have inters some games, but right?
Yeah, that's why I mean. That's why I picked this one because like there was an inter there, but it was fully capable that we could have won.
I think the way you aim your charm here is a little bit weird.
So I thought she would cut down. So
she's hugging the wall. Yeah, but you can place your charm in a way where it will be right here instead of right here, like this. Like this charm is bad. The one that flies like this is bad. Wait, let me actually point it. Like this one is bad because that hits a lot of the wall. But you should try to aim your skill shot when enemy is walking right next to the wall, where the edge of your hitbox lines up with the wall. So a majority of your skill shot will be like down here. But it's gonna be super hard for her to dodge. I have to draw it correctly. Sorry, my fucking hands. Hand coordination. Probably something like this would be best way to aim it. Because it's gonna be super hard for her to dodge that. And it's perfectly lined up with the wall. She has to dodge backwards like this. But this is how to use terrain to set up your skill shots, right? It's just another thing to try to be conscious of. You can practice this as well. It is just like... You just pick something before the game starts that you really want to practice. Something that you notice that you're doing bad. Like, you might fuck something up the other game, right? Like, you fucked something up this game. What did we fuck up this game? We were greedy with our ult, and we didn't look for the correct angle on Jinx. Okay, next Ahri game, I am loading up. Now, you play only Ahri, so it's a lot easier for you, right? But next game, I'm loading up on this champion. I'm like, okay, I need to pay more attention to this. You don't use your charms correctly when the enemy is lined up against terrain. Okay, well, I will try to focus on this again next time as well. Next time this instance happens, right? Like, you have to focus on it next time it happens. And it's very easy for you because you're one-tricking Ahri. So the variable, like, it's not like you're playing a different champion every game, right? Okay. I mean, you don't have ult now because you missed your charm on Anivia, which means you are going to be a caster minion this fight. Kind of sucks. This is also the part about first strike that sucks, right? I would not be running first strike against Anivia. Seems kind of crazy to do. Just run electrocute. It's not like you're gonna be able to consistently proc it in lane anyway. These charms. Is this one aimed fine? Something you can also do, by the way, is you can just look at all your charms in the game. And then be like, well, I can already see that the Wukong is moving to the left here. So I should probably not aim my charm here, like this, you know? If I know that he's moving to the left. I could also hold my charm and aim for this guy or this guy. That's a fine play as well. But like being more conscious of where the enemy's moving with your charm is gonna be pretty helpful as well. Now you're obviously gonna miss some charms, happens, right? But
So I call them those in particular. I call those trigger charms. Where as soon in my brain, as soon as I see it, I throw it out. So like I call it like a trigger.
what do you
That's
mean?
it's not a good habit, but because I'm playing so many games, or sometimes you get that autopilot where as soon as I see someone coming to range, I shoot the charm off, and that's what I call a trigger charm, where it's just I'm just launching it as soon as I make contact with someone. Unlike what you just said, where wait or like kind of like calculate, hey, he's moving to the left. Like there, I just threw it out as soon as I stepped up. Or
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like the ones where you just throw out for fun.
yeah, you just throw out. Yeah, basically.
Okay.
And that's where the thing I was saying, where how to tell the difference between a quick, maybe I had to throw that charm out super fast to save from the Wukong.
Sometimes you do. Yeah. Sometimes you absolutely do. But yeah, sometimes you absolutely do. But I think getting into the habit of throwing charms better will allow you to eventually throw out good charms quickly as well, if you know what I mean. Like if you're trying to be a little bit more conscious about how you use your spells in fights, and you don't just throw them out for fun. Like there has to be, like we're trying to hit them. We're not just throwing them like for fun out. Like it's not like we're playing Talia where you can just throw all your spells for fun and they will be up in 2 seconds anyway, right? Like our cooldowns are quite long, and if we don't have our spells, we're kind of fucking useless, right?
Yeah.
I think I would just still recommend you to get a different account to play on. Yeah. What LP are you on right now?
270.
Okay, well, you said you wanted to reach 400, right? That's kind of the thing.
Yeah. That's what I keep trying. I keep getting close, but then I freaking.
Yeah. Okay. I think what would actually help you a lot is having a different account, and then just having dedicated like focus on this account. I'm sure I can look. Let's look at the stats, shall we? I have to copy paste your name because you've misspelled Excalibur. It's fine.
Oh no! So I said that's the American way, because well, no, there is no American way. It's because it's a British word, or King Arthur or whatever.
Yeah.
But in America we use ER, so like we how we are. We have we use the ER whatever prefix, suffix, or whatever. So that's why I made it an E instead of a U. Everyone always flames me. They use the U in my name, and I'm just like, it's not my name.
Nah, that's not me, bro. I don't know who you're talking to. I mean, I think we can pretty clearly see. Actually, no, there's not a clear indicator here, is there? How does mine look? How does this guy's look? I mean, you can usually see most people, they will start off by having a positive win rate, and then they will get negative the more they play, because we focus on the first couple of games, but then we stop focusing. But yours, it's like going all over the place. I don't really know why.
I think it's just because I get warmed up. Like it's the warm up, and then I get warmed up, and then I get burnt out, and then I get a second wind.
But
and then I get
what I will say is your goal should not be to play like 1,000 games and have a 51% win rate. What your goal should ideally be is just like if you can have 300 games and have a 60% win rate, that is so much better. You will get challenger with that. Like that will give you challenger. Just it will. That's what I did on my account, right? Like if I can tell that I'm not playing well, like there's obviously no reason to play, right? Like why would I play then? Like then you switch account, right? This is why I think it's so useful to have multiple accounts. But I know that you really care about mastery points. But does mastery point really matter?
Yeah, I mean it's just it's one of those that you're there. I'm there now with the mastery points. Like had I started, if I just started out my career kind of thing, like.
But what matters the most to you, mastery points or LP?
Well, yeah, the LP is definitely.
Okay, well, I can assure you, the way that you will get the most LP is by having a couple of good games on your account where you actually focus, and then you go autopilot the fuck out on another account.
Mm.
This is what's gonna like help you climb. This is what's gonna get you elo. Like, no human being can focus for 13 games a day. Like, it's just not possible. I don't think anyone can. Like, your quality will be so much worse. So I think having multiple accounts is just gonna help you a lot. Like, have an account where you actually try to dedicate practice and you try to be conscious about this. Now, maybe at the start you can only do one game on that account a day or 2 games. That's fine. Doesn't matter. Do you have a Smurf?
Oh yeah, yeah.
What elo
It's
is it?
only like Diamond 4.
That's fine. That works out initially. If it was bronze, it was a little bit more of an issue, right? But Diamond 4 is okay. Like, it's low elo, but it's not like, you know, it's not like it's useless to play in there. You can still practice stuff in there. Okay, so I need to structure this for you because you clearly just need structure so you don't spam 13 games a day. That is what you need. Because it's not like an issue of knowledge, I don't think. I think you have the knowledge. I think how do we apply the knowledge and how do we make sure that you think in the game is what really matters. Like, more knowledge, obviously good, but you can get more knowledge on your own as well. I have taught you how to do this as well. I taught you that last time. So we need to find you some structure. Okay, we're gonna see if we can set you up a schedule for what you should do when you play League. This is how any given day can go. I will try to match it closely to what I did in Korea. Now we can set this up together, right? Like, you will give me your input and we will set it up together. Because I think at the end of the day, what you need to get better at League is not like is to be more conscious. And the way that you could be more conscious is by playing less games where, like, it's by having an account where you play less games but you focus, and then having an account where you just fucking autopilot. And eventually your autopilot will get better as well, by the way. That is what is important.
Well, I was thinking about that too. I just need my autopilot to be on challenger level, so that way
mine is pretty close to challenger level. My autopilot, and on mid lane at least, right? You can see Jojo Pyun, homie is playing 14 games a day, and I can assure you he's not focusing for 14 games a day, but he's still ranked 6 on Korea. His autopilot level probably pretty fucking high as well. But we need to set up a schedule. Okay. How do we improve our autopilot level? When I can assure you, it is not by spamming more games and trying to get your autopilot to be better by just playing more on autopilot. That is not how it goes. It is by adding more things to your autopilot.
You gotta earn that.
Yeah, exactly, right? You have to earn it. That is important. So, spamming 13 games a day playing the Summoners Rift Casino is not gonna make you improve. Okay, this is 1 point. Good, lovely. So how can we improve? Well, we can be more conscious. Play less games, perhaps. Have an account where we play less games. So for now, this will be the D4 account. Perfect, lovely, okay. On this account, you will force yourself to think and be conscious of your decisions. Jesus Christ, spelling, you know, it's tough. It's tough out here as a second language. Yes. Okay, you will be conscious of your decisions. Splendid. This is just like the conditions for the account. Okay, perfect. At the moment, you will think more about how you use your charm. You will try to be more conscious of this. You will think more about how you should approach fights. You will, yeah, I mean, just basically these 2 things for now. Like, in terms of, like, mechanical things that you can do different. That will change, like, how fights play out for you.
Now, here's a question for the positioning. I mean, normally, you know, because Ahri's can flank and usually goes for a flank.
Yeah.
How? I mean, obviously, the answer always depends, but like,
yeah.
Do you want to start the team fight normally with your team? So you know you're at a dragon pit or baron pit, and a lot of times I'll try to hide off, you know, off of vision. You know, I'll sweep it and try to know the area is clear, and then hit the flank.
Yeah.
But is there times where you want to, you know, start with the team, like stay in the back line and kind of like Play,
Yes.
I guess that's front to back, but
Yes. Yeah, you answered it. Yeah. When your
mhm,
team is stronger front to back. Absolutely. If your AD carry is fed, fuck yeah, you're gonna just chill out, let him carry front to back. If enemy team has to like go head first into you and just fist fight, yeah, you will front to back.
mhm.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I mean. So like sometimes that when we should be front to backing, I'll be off on the flank trying to work something when it should be a front to back play,
Okay,
or vice
sweet.
versa.
So
So
every single time you leave base, you press tab and you think about what your role is in this game / incoming fights. Cool, sweet. So now you leave base, you press tab. Oh, what is that? We're winning front to back. Sweet. I should probably not look for crazy flanks then. I should just be with my team. You can still look for flanks, but
mhm.
like only if they really present themselves, you know?
Yeah,
Like
that's
this
what I
is
mean. So
yeah.
it's when I get to the point where do I peel from my ADC, or do I ditch them and try to kill their ADC, or it's just
Yeah,
kind
and
of
again, there's not gonna be a clear answer. I cannot say
yeah,
yes, bro.
yeah,
Leave your
mhm.
AD carry because no,
Yeah,
sometimes you need to stay with your AD carry, right? Depends on
yeah,
the game. But this is
mhm,
again where it comes in. I, I can say, yeah, your success rate is probably going to be higher if you look for flanks constantly. Yeah, it probably will be because it's solo queue, so you're very likely to find picks on the enemy backline. Yeah, probably. But what I want you to do is just try to be more conscious of it so you can make that decision yourself and be like fairly accurate with your own decision making, you know? Because me saying,
mhm.
yeah, look for flanks in solo queue will be like,
Yeah.
it will work, sure, but you can be even more accurate. And that is
Mhm,
by like you actually thinking yourself when you're trying to
mhm.
make these. Yeah,
Yeah, I
so
guess that's trying to figure out when. I guess the thing is to improve my decision making or discerning when to do that. I guess.
yes, and again, this it really, I promise you, it really all comes down to like forcing yourself to think. Your decision making is not just magically going to get better because you play a lot of League of Legends. Like, yeah, you will be a little bit more accurate with certain things, but again, only if you try to think about how to do things differently, and only if you're conscious about how you're making decisions.
Mm,
But it really all boils down to like being conscious of like knowing what to think about in the game, right?
mm,
And I am telling you now, knowing what your role is in the game, this is something that you have to think about because maybe your role is peeling, maybe your role is flanking, maybe your role is side laning. Like you have a lot of different roles as Ahri. You can have a lot of different roles. And
mm.
then how should I play fights, right? Like what are the threats on the enemy team? So I think we might have already talked about this before. I'm not sure.
Mhm.
Have we? If we have, then
Yeah.
let's not go over it again. Okay, sweet.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay. Uh, schedule. Let's set up our schedule. So the intent behind this schedule is to try to make it so that you will have more dedicated practice, right? Like that's the goal. Because right
Mhm.
now it's slamming your head into the like I said, going on the Summoner's Rift Casino, it's not the play, right? Like
Mhm.
there has to be, we have to look for some sort of improvement, and we have to
Mhm.
look to improve by being more conscious of the decisions we make. The way that I think is going to be easiest for you is to have the second account, so and having a schedule. So you can play a warm up game. Um, play a warm up game. Oh, the problem is which account do you care the most about? Probably Excalibur, right?
Yeah.
Okay, play a warm up game on your Smurf. Sweet, lovely. But you probably also want to spam games on Excalibur, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay, fuck it. Play a warm up game on your Smurf. It's fine. We acknowledge that we will probably
I
lose
mean
this
the
game.
Smurf. Well, I mean the Smurf game is going to be easier, right? Because
Yeah,
it's
but
the lower
eventually it
elo.
won't be.
Ah,
Eventually it
well,
won't
yeah,
be, right?
yeah.
Like that's the point.
Eventually.
How many games can you focus for a day? Do you know?
Whoa.
No, you probably haven't tried because you spam 13 games a
Yeah,
day.
I mean that's what I
Okay.
mean. I'm unrestricted, so
Yeah.
the
Okay.
cat like there's no frame rate, frame
Okay.
cap.
Okay. Okay. Uh. Uh.
Now I know there are points where my physical body gets tired, where
Yeah,
like
I
I'll
know.
get exhausted, eyes get dreary, and then that's where that's the fickle games because it's just kind of I'm powering through it, and
Okay.
then that's why I said so.
Yeah, your mortal body is not on the same page as
Yeah,
your
I'm
mental
not a
deity self.
I'm not
Yeah.
a I'm not the teenager eating Dorito Mountain Dew person.
Once was. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah,
I get
well,
that.
I mean, yeah. When I was a teen playing Call of Duty, yeah.
Yeah, I can assure you that was the same for me. I was just playing League in my teen years, though. I think I
League was
started at
even
13.
League was even a thing when I was a kid. It came out in college or high school or something for me.
Same for my buddy. Same for my buddy. He was telling me about the glory days of League back in beta.
No, yeah, I
Apparently,
watched gameplays of that. It didn't even look.
I don't
I
know.
I,
He was telling
I
me he
don't.
was rose tinted glasses on. He was like, dude, the good old
AP
days.
AP Master E
Yeah, yeah.
apparently.
Oh, I was playing back in those days. That was season
Yeah.
2.
I
That was
joined when
fun.
Jinx. I joined when Jinx was released, and they had that theme song, and I was all
Oh
pumped.
yeah, Nikki Taylor, love that girl.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
talked to her. I talked to her before. She's a streamer. I
yeah.
played with her one game, and yeah, it was cool.
She's absolutely lovely. I'm sure. I have not met her, sadly, but I think
Oh.
she's great. Um, hmm.
So the only
Do
problem I
you?
ever had with my Smurf is not that I didn't want to play on it. It was just the fact that it wasn't at the same level as my main. So that's what deters me usually from playing on it. Because I'm like, oh, I don't want to play diamond games, but I need to play to get it up. To
That is fine. That is fine. This is okay. Your intention when you go play on your Smurf is not to fucking curb stomp your opponent into the ground.
Mhm.
Your intention is to practice something.
Yeah,
You don't go on Smurf to just, well, sometimes you do go on Smurf to just have fun, right? Like
right.
this, we
Yeah,
can acknowledge this. Sometimes
yeah, yeah.
it's fun, but your intention should be to practice on your Smurf. Like
Mhm.
that should be the intention. So you will go on your Smurf and you will try to be conscious of something, right? Like you will try to actually improve at something, and maybe you can only play one game on it a day. Completely fine. That's okay. Because at least that will be one good game of practice, and you will eventually improve with that. If you can play 2 on it, fucking sweet. If you can play 3, even better, right? 3 good games of practice a day is a lot better than like 10 games of just slamming your head into the wall, right? It is so
Yeah.
much more useful for improvement. So much more useful. And then, oh, hold up, we will be up at 13 then. If you can play 3 games on your Smurf and then just go slam, like go play the Summoner's Rift Casino on Excalibur for 10 games, then we will reach the 13 matches per session.
Mhm.
But I think, do you ever do reviews?
Oh yeah. So if there's a discerning point, I'll go back and rewatch that time frame kind of thing.
Do you ever review pro games or like pro
Oh,
players?
pro games? No, I used to back when I was learning, but I haven't. I mean, I'll watch like clips and stuff, quick, while I'm in queue and whatnot. But
Okay, okay. I will schedule this. Again, you can tell me if you want to do something different. We're trying to make this schedule work for you. If you know that it's not going to work for you, I would rather you say that and we can change something than I give you a schedule that you can't stick to, right? Like I would much prefer that because then we can at least like meet in the middle, you know?
yeah.
What I did when I was in Korea, and this was probably the time in my life where I improved the most at the game, I would have to say, because and it's funny, it's gonna kind of contradict what I'm saying, but
Mm.
because I played a fuck ton there, but I would start off my day. I would go to the PC cafe instantly. I would have my little notebook and I would watch. This was back when they had ProView, and I would watch a game of a character that I was trying to learn. Now you only play Ahri, so it makes it very easy for you. You fucking Ahri every time, baby. Let's go. So
Mhm.
you just find a replay of a pro player. Can be Chovy. I know that Chovy probably has a bunch of Ahri VODs. I would have to
Oh
imagine.
yeah,
Caps
I
as
was
well
watching
probably have a fuck
MSI.
ton. Yeah, doesn't have to be pro games. Can be
Well,
solo
yeah.
queue as well. Your goal isn't to try to become a professional player, so I don't think you should be watching pro games necessarily. In
Mm.
terms of improvement, obviously it's fun to watch them. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Um,
It's not. I mean, they're playing a different game
yeah,
too.
exactly. It's like it's Master Solo Q on NA and MSI games. Rather,
Yeah,
it's not. It's
yeah,
you
it's two
know,
different worlds.
yeah. At the end of the day, it is the same game, but
Yeah.
the amount of stuff going on very different.
So now
Um,
here's a reason that I mean it's kind of harder for me because even when I was watching your games, it's just hard to take any info from it because obviously the opponents you're playing or they're playing, whoever in the higher brackets, are different than the the NA Masters solo queuers that do different things in response. So if I try to mimic something that you do or positioning, and then this guy freaking just flings at me or runs at me, it's like because you didn't do because your opponent didn't do it for you, I didn't know, I didn't learn how to react. Like I'm doing whatever I want, you know what I mean? Like it's like I
Okay.
didn't get the same stimulus or response that
Yeah,
you
I
got.
understand.
You
I
know,
understand.
what I mean? So it's kind
Yes.
of hard to.
So the solution to that is to think a step deeper. It is not just to try to mimic whatever I'm doing. It is to
Mm,
try to think, why am I doing that? And figure out the why. That is what matters the most. Sure, if you can just mimic whatever I do, that is fine. And if you can get it right every time, sweet. But you have to understand why I do something. You have to understand why Chovy does something. You have to understand why you should do something. Because otherwise, you can't implement it into your own gameplay.
mm,
Because then, like you said, if they respond differently, well, fuck, then what was the entire purpose of this, right?
mm,
Like, if I stand at a certain spot, you have to think, why is he standing there? What is the point? Why does he throw his abilities like this? Why is he moving like this? What is the point, right? Like, you want to try to figure everything out. And the things you should look for should be different every game, right? You can't go into
mm.
a review and try to pick up everything. That's just not
Yeah,
possible.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
what we will do, um, how long did I review for? I think I did like 30 minutes to 45 minutes. How long are you willing to review for? Are you willing to do reviews in the first place? Of
What do
like
you mean?
Chovy as a player, like, or like really good Ahri players? Because I think there's stuff you can pick up for sure. Would you be willing to do it?
What reviews and what? Like sit
Like
down and
you
watch.
you sit down and you watch for like 10, 15 minutes and try to pick something up that they're doing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, so what I want you to do.
So usually I try to do that in between games too. I mean, like I said, when I had downtime, kind of like
Yes,
waiting
yes,
for the next match and stuff.
yes. I mean, that is good as well.
Or if I need a break, kind of thing, or I'll
Yeah,
go watch something. Or
what you can do is when you get your little cup of coffee, right? And you sit down and you're having breakfast while at league, obviously, because we're addicted
Mhm.
to the game. You load up a VOD of Chovy, of Knight, of any super good player, and then you try to think of something you want to improve on, and then you specifically look for that in the VOD. You focus on something specific in the VOD. Because yes, you can watch the entire VOD and pick up like probably 10 different things, but that's not gonna like. I would rather you pick up one thing from that VOD and then you really just understand it, right? And fully understand why. And look for it in the VOD. So we can do this together, probably. Let's see, Chovy, Ahri. Oh, that's crazy. The first thing that pops up. But we don't get full VODs. Okay, it's like 2 weeks ago. Sweet. We can do this. So we would pick something that we would try to focus on this game, right? So it could be, how does he use his charm, right? That could be one
Mhm.
thing. It could be something as minor as that, right? How does he use his charm this game? And then you just go through the game and you just look at how he uses his charm, how he holds his charm, what he does. It could be, how does he play waves, right? It could be, how does he use his ultimate, right? Like, it could be these sorts of things. It's like, when does he go for roams? What angles does he look for? These sorts of things. It can be one of these things. And you just pick that, by the way. You just pick one of them.
Mhm.
So here it can be like, what angles does he look for in team fights? Let's just look at that. Or how does he use his ult? So, oh, I see his ult is on cooldown. I go back. Okay, let's look. How did his ult get on cooldown? Okay, well he roamed top. Sweet. How did he use his ult here? Let's look at this. Okay, well this is pretty simple, but he's probably gonna ult like this, I would have to imagine. So why does he ult like this? Well, because that is where LeBlanc is gonna run, right? She's gonna run this direction. So he ults
Mhm.
here to try to cut off her escape. That's fair. Makes sense to me. Okay. I'm sure you would probably do that as well. Sure.
Mhm.
Then he ults further down to keep cutting off her escape. He's not greedy with his ult. There's no reason to hold on to it forever. No reason to it. We have to use it. Okay, sweet. So now he one-shots the Ahri. Lovely. Now he has 2 ult stacks left. Okay, how does he use his second ult? Okay, he ults up Why does he ult up? Let's have a look here. This is actually a pretty instructive moment. This is what you can do. And you can review your own games. And every single time you ult, like what you would do is you would review this, you would figure out how does he ult and how do I ult in comparison. And how can I change it? And how can I be more conscious of this? So here, he ults up. Why does he ult up? Instead of just ulting maybe here or something like this, right? Well, he probably ults up to try to get away from the Hecarim and to get away from the tower. Sweet. And to try to make his exit. And he can still deal damage to Gragas up here. Sweet. Lovely. And then he runs down and now he ults in. Why does he ult in? Obviously to kill the Gragas. Fair. Lovely. Okay, we've figured out how he uses ult. Probably nothing else to do here then. Yeah, lovely. His ult is almost back up. Sweet. See if we can find a moment where he uses it again. And this is literally all you do, by the way. You just look for this. Oh, he used it. He used the top lane. Okay. He used it here to escape. Okay. There's probably something to take away here in terms of he probably mispositioned in some way, but that is not what we're looking for. That is not what we care about this review. All we care about is how he uses his ult. So we will keep looking. Oh, he used it here. Sweet. Let's go back. How does he use it here? So he ults over to try to find the LeBlanc, and he kills her. Sweet. Lovely. Good use of ult. First ult is to get in. First ult is usually to gap close. Second ult is for damage, usually. But here, first ult is to gap close, but then LeBlanc jumps away. Well, then second ult is also to gap close. So we use our ult in again. Then we throw our spells out. Nice, and then we ult backwards. So LeBlanc can get chain off of us. Cool. Sweet. And you would do this for something that you had in mind, right? And you will look at all of them. And then you will take notes of it. And you will be like, okay, well, he ults like this, or he roams like this, or he looks for these angles, he looks for this, right? Should only take 15 to 30 minutes to look through a game like this. Shouldn't take longer. Sweet. Now you have something tangible, right? That we can actually focus on improving. Now we have something that we understand. Why does he do this? Like, I want you to, again, think about the whys. That is what matters the most when it comes to this. When it comes to improving. Because you have to understand why he does something. Just seeing that he's doing something isn't going to help. Why is what's mattering. Like, what really matters. Okay, sweet. Now we have something. Then what I want you to do... This can be once a week, by the way, as well. I don't care. It can be whenever you can be bothered. I did it every single day. Doesn't have to be. I was trying to fucking learn a shit ton. That's why I did it. Then you play a warm-up game on your Smurf. That's chill. And then you... take notes of the things he's doing differently. And think about why he does it. Sweet. I actually try to take notes like this. Because this helps a lot when it comes to articulating stuff. Like, articulating things usually helps you understand them better. Instead of just having a vague idea in your mind. Okay, sweet. Now you want to play 2 to 3 games on your Smurf where you try to really focus on the thing you learned in the VOD review. So it can be anything. It can be 2 games, 3 games where you really fucking focus on using your charm correctly. Right? It can be as simple as that. And then afterwards, I will allow you to hit the casino. And just fucking go to the slot machine, brother. Go to the roulette table. And just pray that you get good teammates in solo queue. And I will allow you to autopilot as well then. Because you have done your work. This is the hard part. Slamming this casino afterwards, easy part. Sweet, lovely. But this is the schedule I want you to have if possible. Do you think you can do this?
Oh, yeah.
Does this look feasible to you? But again, the most important part is this. This one right here.
Now, I mean, here's something I would do eventually once the routines. Do I ever come back to the Smurf account to play more solid games after the autopilot games, or do I just leave it for the day?
Depends how you're feeling mentally. Depends how you're feeling mentally. Yeah, I understand. Depends how you're feeling mentally.
Or is it better just to avoid it and just stay on a 1-day basis. That way, I'm not like, you know what I mean. Say I win all my games on the Smurf game, feeling good. Play the autopilot game, still going. You know, it's just a good day or something. But then do I say, oh, I come back to the good account? Because if the Smurf account becomes a good account, then I don't want to mess with it until I'm fresh for the next day.
Yeah, sure. Don't mess with it then. Sure, that's fine.
Okay.
That works for me.
Yeah, I was just wondering because me personally, if I'm on my own, I'm going back to it to try to keep winning, and that's where you lose.
No. That's not what we're doing. We want our Smurf account to be the one we actually focus on and practice, and we need to not. Okay. Restraint is the fucking name of the game, brother. Discipline is the name of the.
That's what I'm set up to where I could not. I'm unhinged as people call it.
Yeah. Discipline is the name of the game. Don't like. It's practice, brother. It's a practice account. It is where we focus. It is where we try to learn something. That is that account. The other account is where we just slam our head into solo queue.
And like I acknowledge that, like you said, breaking into variables and thinking back, just even looking at the ladder. When you stare at the ladder at all the 300 challengers, they only, like you only have 100 games played. Like it's literally they only have a few handful. Like, the highest I saw, I think, was like maybe 900 or something.
What do I have? What do I have? I'm here somewhere. I'm here. Postnet. Let's look. I think I had 350. Yeah, 350. Jojo and Fyun on Korea at the moment, 350.
Who's that? I don't know who that is.
It's Evil Genius midlaner. He's rank 6 as well in Korea right now. He's doing really good. But I have 350, yeah.
That's what I mean.
It's because we actually focus in those games that we play,
And then, like you said, you have multiple accounts. So maybe they have multiple accounts with as many games as I do.
Absolutely, they do. The way they just fucking int their asses off. But you will look, Nemesis does the same thing. He's rank 1 on EU West at the moment. On his main account, he has maybe 300 games. On his Smurf account, I think he has like 500, 600.
Well, I also saw a tricks or tips thing for having, because I guess Faker and Dopa did it years back, where you have 3 accounts. You get the first one to master. You get the second. You go to the second account after you hit master. You go to grandmaster. You go to the third account. You go to high grandmaster, and then you double back to the master account. Get the master account, so that way you kind of have 3 grandmaster accounts, and then that's 3 attempts at challenger. So that was the kind of thing that I saw.
I have not done this. I don't know why you would do this. I guess
that's what that was a video a long time, like a skill cap video or something, because it kind of keeps you.
It sucks because I do content for skill cap as well, but I don't ever watch any of their videos. But I do commentaries for them and coaching. I could not tell you. That sounds very strange to me. I don't know why you would not just have one account where you really focus on and then have one account where you just spam games.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a different methodology.
It could just be if you're really trying to hit Challenger for the first time, sure. But then you would just have one account where you focus on anyway.
Yeah.
But then again, if you get 3 accounts into Challenger at the same time, you're kind of a baller, so it makes sense, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's more the sense that you have three chances, I guess, because then all the accounts would be ready to go.
But you would still have, like, even if you fail to get in Challenger on the first account, you would still have a chance to get back into Challenger, You know what I mean? Like, as long as you just play well, you get back into Challenger. It's fine.
Now, is it wrong to...
Sorry?
That's it. Oh, no, I was going to...
Go for it.
So I was also another. I mean, I guess you get all these. I got, at least me. I get all these theology, whatever questions. But like, say because leagues have been around for so long, and there can only be 300 challengers. But obviously the server's full. Like EU West has 10,000 masters right now or something. It's like super clogged. But say there's 1,000 challenger level players on the server. But obviously, only 300 can be challenger. That means obviously the 700 that don't make it are grandmaster, and so on. It trickles down. So is it wrong to think of the mentality that it's harder to
I think you would be challenger in season 4. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Players get better. Yeah.
So I mean, I guess that's the skill ceiling or cap or whatever, like the curve.
Yeah, I guess it's curve. Yeah. Like if you go back to Season 1, I can assure you, I will be the best League of Legends player the world has ever seen.
Yeah.
But, people get better, we learn more stuff, it is on you to keep up. It is on me to keep up as well, brother. I have had time. I hit challenger, then I got back into a slump where I was chilling in diamond, and it was fucking on me to keep up there. It was on me to figure out what the fuck was I doing wrong, right? And then get better.
Yeah.
But I understood how to do it because I'd already done it once. So it's easier once you understand how to improve, which is really what I want to teach everyone: how to improve, not necessarily just league stuff, but how to actually get better at it. It's simple to do. You break it into variables and you have focused practice, and it's just as simple as that. Everything. I used to play soccer, it is called in your country, I believe, over there across the pond, at like an amateur level as well, like second highest division in my country. And you know, it's the same thing. You break everything down into like routines and things you can focus on, and then you focus on that, and you eventually get better at it, and then you add another thing, and you add another thing, and you fucking add another thing, and you keep adding, and eventually, oh shit, you're now a good player. Once you've added enough things, then you're just good, and now you can autopilot your way to challenger. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so I think another thing is I'm trying to, or since since your first coaching was I was trying, because it's all essentially it's all one thing, and it's sometimes it's a simple thing, sometimes a little bit harder thing, but then maybe it's just trying to do all of it at once kind of thing, like you were saying, do one at a time. But I'm trying to do all the ones at the same time, so it's like 10 ones at the same time.
Yes, and that's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna be good. It's not. What is it? Bruce Lee, the legend, saying, "I fear a man who has practiced one punch 10,000 times."
Yeah.
Instead of a man who has practiced 10,000 punches once. That's the thing. It's the same thing. That's why one tricking is gonna help you improve a lot.
Yeah.
That's why it's easier when you one trick to improve, because you're playing the same game every time. You're not playing a different champion, so less variables to focus on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think, like I said, restraint and discipline. Actually being disciplined to just focus on one thing during your games. And eventually it will get better. And then you add the next thing. Once you feel like you don't need to focus on it anymore, boom, you add the next thing. And it can be simple things, it can be complicated things. If it's complicated, obviously it will take longer to improve, for sure. That's fair. And some things you will never get perfect. But as long as you're thinking about it enough, it's fine. Like, it's the thing that is holding you back is not League of Legends knowledge. It is like discipline and willingness to practice, and like being efficient with how you practice. That is what is holding you back. It is not League of Legends knowledge. Like, sure, some things will hold you back, but you can probably find them on your own. But we can also find them in review eventually anyway. But it doesn't matter if I give you 10 million things that you're doing wrong, if you're not like disciplined enough to practice them and improve them, right? Like, then it doesn't matter how much knowledge you have. It doesn't matter how much review laning phase, or how much we review mid game. If you're not willing to put it into practice, or if you're not going to put it into practice because you're not trying to, like if you're just hitting the casino, You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
I think we have like a decent way for this, like a good way for you to approach it now. I hope so, at least. It should work for you.
Yeah.
How long have we spent? We have like 30 more minutes. We can do VOD review if we want to. We can keep reviewing. That's fine. We can probably find a lot more stuff that you need to improve on.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of games. There's 14 hours of games there.
Yeah.
So.
We can probably find more stuff that you can do differently. Sure.
See one quick.
Let's have a look at this game, shall we? So, what will we focus on this game? There was something that we should try to review. In review, we should always have like a focus, unless we're just trying to be super broad. But yeah, we can just have one thing that we focus on if we really want to. Okay, cool. Yeah, this is fine.
Do you see my indicator? I was talking about. I tried to turn that off. How it has the line, and it just put a big circle around me. I was like, I didn't really like that.
Wait, what do you mean?
So for my skill shots, from like my Qs, like when you see my Q come out.
Yeah, that one. I fucking hate that.
No, I don't think the line showed up. But yeah, usually there's a line.
It did show up.
Oh, it did.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah.
Boom,
I tried to play with. Yeah, I tried to play without that, and I couldn't do it.
I mean, you don't have to play without it. I play without it. I know Afto plays where he has to like press the fucking Q and then click. He plays with non-smartcast.
Yeah, I can't. I haven't practiced that since I was
I'm
starting.
not gonna do that either. But I mean, it just goes to show that your settings probably don't really matter that much.
Mm.
Sure, we push out, but our laning is not the biggest problem. It feels like it's probably how to accelerate the game. So how do we accelerate? We go for invade here. Okay. Yeah, we don't want to get trapped necessarily. Here you can charm. Yeah. Oh.
But now, so how do you put your cursor for skill, like just skill shots in general, like in normal? Because like obviously like ones like this, it's like I just put the cursor right on them when it gets to a certain distance. But then it's just kind of how do you, or is it more of a, I don't know how to
I mean,
explain.
ideally, if you can have your cursor here, it's a lot better. But then the problem is, right? Like, you have to be a lot more precise with your mouse than
Mm-hmm.
because a mistake here, if you click here instead, your skill shot's flying over here, right? That's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
But ideally, if you can, you would have it as tight to your character as possible, because then your mouse has to travel less distance. But I can assure you, I can't do that because I'm
Mm-hmm.
bad and my mouse accuracy sucks. So I'm not gonna do that. I can practice my mouse accuracy and probably eventually get to a decent point at doing that, but I don't want to because I'm not trying to play professionally anymore. So I
Mm-hmm.
don't care. I usually have it around the enemy. I usually have it decently close to the enemy. I here like hmm hmm. But here I would think, where is Akali facing, right? So she's facing this direction. I mean, she's gonna run this direction very likely. So I would throw my charm probably here. I would just throw it like this. Also, she has just entered the bush, which means she has just gotten vision on me. That means she's less likely to dodge now. But I would throw it right here while she's running in this direction.
So now another person taught me, like, because obviously she's facing that way. So if she's so her mouse clicks were
Up.
above her.
Yes.
But if she see, now that she sees me in the bush
She
and
might
she
run
wants
back.
to retreat, she's running that way. But then how do you negotiate between throwing the skill shot to where she's at compared to like she went forward? So it's kind of like, I mean,
Well,
obviously it's her
it's like,
intent. Is she attacking me or?
well, I mean, if she dodges backwards, then well played to her. But your skill shot should
Mhm.
always be like slightly aimed towards, like a little bit further towards where the enemy is facing. But it should be
Mhm.
pretty centered on her. It should just be slightly more upwards. So if
Mhm.
also champions hitboxes start at their feet. This is something that's
Yeah,
useful to
yeah,
know.
I've heard about that. The feet rule.
This is something that's useful to know. Jesus Christ, man, the feed rule? That sounds like something that belongs on another side. Well, it belongs on
Yeah.
Twitch actually, but it's fine.
Kick.
Maybe on Kick, yeah. But it should be aimed at her hitbox, but slightly towards the direction she's moving. So if you can aim your skill shot like this, it's
Mhm.
probably good. Because she's likely to move up. Actually, it can be aimed even lower. It can be aimed like this, maybe even. Fucking Jesus, these drawings. Maybe like that. This is better.
Mhm.
Because it is aimed slightly upwards. If she dodges like this, then well played to her. Good job by her.
Mhm.
Can't really say anything about that. You can try to predict her movement, but I would say having your skill shot aimed slightly towards where the enemy is running towards. So here I would aim it like this, maybe.
Mhm.
Because she's looking like she's running to the right. Now, probably you could aim it a bit like. It's fucking. Center a little bit further over from where she's hitting, right? Or where she's
Mhm.
standing. Like, the center should still be around her. It should just be a little bit towards the side where she's running towards.
Cause like
So, like
sometimes
this.
I'll feel like with my skill shots, I'm playing too much to the prediction of, oh, I think
Yes.
she's gonna go here instead of just
Yes.
hitting a
Yes.
basic, a
Just
basic one on, like
fucking
put
hit
it
it.
on.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. How do I get the discerning? I don't know. I mean, it's just always different.
Because
But
here, your skill shot is like, how is Akali eventually gonna get over here, right? Like,
Mhm.
that's not happening, right?
Yeah.
She wasn't facing to the left. If she was here and facing this direction, yeah, I suppose that skill shot makes sense. But she would have to be all the way out here. But think about
Mhm.
like where the center of the skill shot is, and then try to scoot it over a little bit towards where they're facing. That's just it. That is it. Because
Mhm.
here, this charm is beyond illegal. And
Yeah.
I think it's actually a really big problem now that
Mhm.
I've watched you fuck up quite a few charms here in
Mhm.
this
Yeah.
in this replay, and I think it's starting to appear like this is a pretty big problem.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, it's the most important ability too. So
Yeah, exactly. That's why it matters a lot.
and
Now you
I
have to lose
definitely,
your ult. It sucks. Yeah, now you have to lose your ult, probably. I don't know why she didn't ult you. Maybe she didn't have ult. This one. This is good. She did have ult. Why did she not press R on you? What the fuck? That's
Yeah.
so stupid. She could R you
Remember what?
and Lee Sin is dead, but yeah, it's fine. So this one, your skill shot is good. This one, your charm is good. Why is it good?
That's what I mean. So like I'm 50-50. So I missed the first one, but I'm hitting this one. So it's
This
just,
one is good. This one is absolutely perfect. Why? Because it is lined up with the wall. You fucked this up earlier. Why do you do it correctly now? I don't understand.
That's the 50-50 thing. I do it right sometimes, and sometimes it's just god awful.
Yeah, if it was something that we're more conscious of, we can for sure increase the rate at which we hit them. But again, this is something that like it's something that requires a lot of focus to hit your skill shots better. By the way, it's not something that's just easily going to happen, because you have to like think about how you want to aim, and then you have to look at how this guy is moving, and that is again a thing for another account, not a thing for this account. This one is the casino account. Hell yeah, brother, let's go put it all on red, baby. This skill shot is good. Why? Because Akali can't dodge to the left. You could aim it maybe slightly bit up like this, but then she can dodge like this. So I think this one is perfectly aimed. Yeah, I think this one is perfectly aimed because she has to dodge to the right. You can aim it a little bit further to the right just because her hitbox cannot get down here, if that makes sense, right? So even if this area is open, she can't get there. But yeah, I mean, it's a good charm, and she can't dodge it, and she gets no scoped in the face by it. Well played.
She lost her. She lost her ult too.
Yeah, and she dies for it. She dies because you aim your charm correct. That's crazy, bro. We hit our skill shots and enemy champions die? Wow. I wonder if there's a correlation. To be fair, if you hit your first charm, she probably doesn't play it like this, so it was actually very smart that you missed it. Genius level play here. Oh my god, 8 million plates. Yeah, recall, it's good. I like it. Yeah, we don't have ult, so we have to just play for lane. Yeah, we have to be lane oriented. Don't have to spam shove when you don't have your ult. So when you don't have your ult, your intention is just to play as a normal League of Legends laner. Unless you're weaker in lane, then you obviously have to push, or unless you're afraid of getting ganked, then you push and then you just get the fuck out of the lane. But you can try to play a little bit more for harass when you don't have your ult available. It's very counterintuitive, but you only need to push every wave when you have your ult, because you're not going to make a play happen without your ult. So you can like try to take a little bit of her HP, maybe drop her to this HP with some WQ combos, and then you can look to leave on the next wave when you have your ult available. But your intention when you don't have ult available should be to play more lane oriented. Yeah, okay. And now you have your ult. What happened? How did we lose HP? Okay, we grief our charm. Sweet. Lovely. Sweet. I mean, if it hits, it's cool, but I think we probably have to admit that she's more than likely to dodge it. But yeah, just be more conscious with our charm. Yeah, where have I heard that before? Yeah, shove out the wave. See if we can roam anywhere. Do you look at side lanes? Okay, you look at Dragon. That's fine. Do you look at bot lane now? Because I just saw someone fly in bot lane. Again, something is happening bot lane. Right? Like there are two champions here. We're moving to Drake. That's fair. Drake is gone. Sweet. We're not needed at Drake. So I don't mind your decision to not go to Drake. But what I want you to do is look at bot lane here. Because something is going on. And there's a world where you need to run like this. Now maybe you don't have to. And maybe you can just chill mid lane and just do nothing. Depending on how the play looks bot lane. But again, you're not even giving yourself the option of doing it. Like, you're not giving yourself the information, which is what matters. Here, I probably would have gone for the charm. Just because I have first strike up, and if I chunk her, it's nice. She doesn't have vision on me, she's likely to run like this. I would just charm here.
Now, sometimes...
If she dodges it, well played. Good job by her.
So sometimes, like here, I can see, I can see on my mini map that something's happening down bot. You know, maybe I don't have the reactions. So where do you go as far as like saying I don't want the Akali to go down there to like interfere with the dragon or interfere with a team fight? Where do you go to cut her off to the point where should I be roaming down first, or should I be trying to prevent her from getting down there, kind of thing? Or is that just redundant?
No, it is not redundant. It matters a lot. But it is very funny that you say this, because this can all be answered by what the fuck is going on in the bot lane right now. Because it all depends on what's going on down there. You're like, the things you're considering are absolutely correct. Yes, all of these things matter. There are instances where you cut off the Akali. There are instances where you go for a big trade here so she can't move. There are instances where you stand in river here so she can't rock down. Yes, absolutely correct. But it all depends on what the fuck is happening down here at the moment. And that's why it's so important that you move or that you look down there. That's why it's so important. Because it matters. It for sure matters. Yeah. Yeah, if Aphelios is dead anyway, then let Akali roam. Or take her HP for trying. Yeah, because then it doesn't matter if we move. But if this play, if you have to get down here as quickly as fucking possible, because there's a play that you just have to be there on a timer. You can dive the enemy or something like this, right? Like the faster you get down there, the better. Well, then you just completely ignore the Akali and just run. Run the fuck down there. But if there's not a play where you have to be there in time, or if there's a play where if Akali gets there in time, she turns the play around, well, then you stop and cut her off here. Right? Like this, it's correct what you're considering, but you need information to answer that question, and the information can be gathered down here, and not here. This is why it's so important. I'm glad you asked, because yes, this is something to consider. Also, this way of cutting her off, it's not gonna work. Cut her off where she's gonna run. Cut her off in the river. Yeah, absolutely correct. Holy fuck, I think if you ran down there, you probably would have killed. Oh, that sucks. That blows, man. That really sucks. And if Akali turns the play here, oh my god. Okay, maybe you wouldn't have killed. Maybe the play was already over. Yeah, cool, the play is over. She recognizes the play is over. You recognize the play. No, just leave. Play is over, brother. Back to lane. Nothing to do down here. Just go back. Just go back to lane. That play is not working. Sweet, we just go back to lane and we chill. No reason to keep trading. Why the fuck? Again, she should ult on you here and just take your ult, by the way. And just chunk you out. She should be way more willing to use her ult. I don't know why she's not. Her ult can be used to trade for your ult and get lane control. But there's no fucking way Akali can ever kill you if you have your ult available, that's why. So she should try to, like, force you to use it. But she's not. Close to being a good charm. But still, not great. Still like to see what's going on in bot lane, even if it's unlikely that we roam here, by the way. Because there's a world where you run bot lane here again. So you would kill this minion, and then you would look bot lane. Oh, nice. Sweet. Play is over. Lovely. Good to know. Well, then we just keep laning. Yeah, correct. Consistency, huh? You just don't do it enough. Probably because you're not conscious of it. I don't know. Maybe you are conscious of it. Why did you not do it every time? I don't understand. What is the problem? Yeah, fucking ult away. Yeah, sure. This was correct played by Akali. She gets your ult, but she should have done this earlier when you charmed. Okay. Brother, I know it would have been cool if she ulted into that charm, but come on, man. Come on, man.
I mean...
Not hitting. But it doesn't matter. Yeah, we keep playing. And now you're a caster minion because you don't have ult. So that's why Akali should have ulted. It's good by her. Yeah. We push this wave. You can take a little bit more of an aggressive stance here and just play on the opposite side of the lane, sir. Don't look for charms. Like, your default... Like, if you have ult up and she lets you just ult straight up, or, sorry, if you have ult up and she just lets you shove, you will just take that. There's no reason to try to force anything against her. Like, if you don't, you know? Like, if she will just let you push every wave, you're chilling. If she walks into you, yeah, you can jump. Sure.
So here's the thing I was asking the other day is how do I discern playing toward, like, say I think, like, in this moment, I'm thinking, hey, can I 1v1 her? Not that I should be 1v1ing Akali, but, you know, given the game or whoever I'm against, do I play for the 1v1 or have my ult up and go take a roam? You know, like, how do I discern what values, what takes a higher precedent kind of thing? Because, like, here, like, say I hit a charm, I keep chunking her out, and I get the solo kill. Is that better than trying to make the play top or bottom?
Is Akali gonna let you charm her 3 times in a row for you to be able to kill her? Do you think she's likely to do that?
That's what I mean. Sometimes they do. Sometimes I can get it, and sometimes I can't. So that's
but I think your default should be to expect that they will not grief like horribly in the lane 3 times in a row for you to be able to get that play off. No, I think your default should be like whenever you have ult up, your default should just be push and go, push and impact the map. That should just be your goal as Ahri. Like, As Ahri, it doesn't really matter if you kill the enemy laner 3 times if your side laner is a 0-5, because you will not carry fights then. I can assure you that much.
Yeah.
So I would rather you try to get your teammates ahead than you try to get a kill in mid lane, as Ahri.
Mhm.
Now, as other champions, changes, but again, you don't play other champions, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, like unless she walks up into your face, like if she's sitting this far back, right now in my head, Akali is telling me, yeah, I can't really be bothered playing laning phase. I will just let you push. Yeah, fuck it, dude. I will just catch the wave. And if I see an enemy laner do this, I will be like, sure, I will take it. I will push, and I will see if I can do anything. Now, again, there are times where you won't be able to do anything. That's fine. There are times where this will miss, but it is solo queue, so there's a very high likelihood that you will be able to do something. Again, in competitive, a little bit different. You should play lane according to what's going on in the game, and if you need to move or anything like this, like you should play your waves accordingly. But in solo queue, fuck no. All bets are off. Push and make something happen. That is how it goes. That is just how solo queue goes.
Because like here, I think I die because I'm trying to play the killer and then she kills me. So
Yeah,
I
the
guess,
problem is you use your charm, and now you have 12 seconds where you can do absolutely nothing in lane, and the wave is still here. That means Akali's gonna push, and now she can impact the map. And if you try to do something, she will win the trade. You hit the charm, so it's probably not even bad. Because the charm hits. But again, should we go for the charm? I don't know if we should. Yeah, now we can look to do something. But look top. Yeah, nice, we look, but we're a little bit late on it. So I would stop moving here. Yeah, and then we return to mid lane. Good, I like it, I like it. Good, nice, lovely. We return to mid lane. But now something is happening bot lane. What the fuck is going on bot? So here you would look at bot lane and you would see if you have to move after this wave. But it's fine. Sweet, we shove the wave out. Probably not. Oh, that Canone, man. Fuck. That's tough. Yeah, there's probably nothing to do but. Okay, we look at the charm. We figure out how to aim this better. Is there a way to aim this better? Do we just maybe not even use it?
There, I thought she was sandwiched between 2 walls, but I mean, she had time to dodge it. So she's in that little alcove, but I mean, I guess by the time the charm gets there, she can.
Probably
So, I
just
mean,
has to be aimed a little bit further up. But yeah.
Or maybe just wait for her to hit the. Here's another thing: is like, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
play off
it's actually aimed fine, but yeah, you should just play off her CSing. It's actually aimed probably fine. I don't think you can. Maybe you can aim it a little bit further up, and it will tag her. But then she can dodge it downwards like this. But then she misses a CS, I guess. But yeah, play around her CSing in that regard. You can hold the charm. Like you're eventually gonna get closer, and then you can hit her.
That's one of those trigger charms where as soon as I walk up to the first moment of contact, I threw the charm out, kind of thing.
Yeah. So max range charms, brother, they're fucking super rare to hit. Like unless the enemy like loses his hands in the middle or monitor turns off or something like that, max range charms probably not gonna hit, right? So if you can stand here, this charm is probably hitting, yeah, because you're a lot closer. But if you're standing back here, fuck no, she has more time to dodge, right?
I guess it's an ego thing of my own that I'm not, subconsciously doing, where I think I can hit every max charm because I'm that guy or I'm him or something. But obviously it doesn't work.
I can assure you, not even Chovy is him, brother. Hitting these max range charms is not fucking happening. It's such a slow skill shot. You live this anyway, though. Oh wait, huh? Yeah, you a little bit first strike proc. Nice. Would you play for the 2v1? I think your second ult is a little bit early. I can tell this is NA solo queue, that's for sure. Fuck yeah, let's go. I think your ult is a little bit I need to pause better. Sorry. I think your 4th ult is a little bit misused.
Probably should just leave with the health. Probably should just get out.
You can walk backwards and just wait for your cooldowns. Walking or ulting over here doesn't really accomplish anything. Like ulting over here is literally only for damage. You're not gaining any range. You're not gaining any distance. Like I would just walk backwards and then wait for cooldowns. Like try to space her. If she steps backwards, I'm stepping in. If she's stepping up, I walk back. Try to space her as well as I possibly can. Wait for my cooldowns and then ult in when I can. That would probably be the way.
So this is an adrenaline play. Like everything's happening so fast. Do you just take a second to like gather info? I get like kind of like.
Oh no! If I think I can do it, I'm fucking doing it. But
okay, I didn't know if you like take a moment of pause in the heat of the moment to like say, what's going on, what's my cooldown, like, You know, do
Oh,
you
I
just
mean,
like
yeah, I
kind
try to be aware of my cooldowns whenever I play
yeah.
fights. Yeah, obviously, and I play with my ult around my cooldowns. Means if I have no spells up and the enemy has HP where I don't cleanly one-shot them with my ult, I am not ulting in. I am waiting for my cooldowns. Okay, yeah, we don't have ult now. That sucks. So the way we play when we don't have ult, vastly different than the way we play when we have ult. Because when we don't have ult, we're not fucking looking for flanks at all. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, and then we look for flank and we get one-tapped. Must use balanced champion, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, no. When you don't have ult up, you are actually just a control mate. You're like a budget Vex, you know?
Yeah.
You're like a Nico basically. You just sit back and you throw EQs. Yeah, fuck it. You just throw EQ. Have you played new Nico? That champion is fucking sick.
Yeah.
But
Nico's my secondary.
yeah, exactly. That's why you probably understand how to play it. Yeah, no. If you don't have ult up on Ahri, you're not looking for crazy one shot flanks. Absolutely not. You're just sitting back with a drink in your hand and you're throwing EQs at enemy champions. That is all you're doing. Because you will not like. Ahri without her ult is just such a caster minion.
Yeah. I say she's the worst than mobile mage.
Yeah, oh,
She
absolutely she is. She has no damage. It's like
Syndra is better. Lux has range.
yeah, exactly. Like without her ult, she's pretty fucking bad. You can't find flanks. Because usually Ahri kills champion in multiple rotations as well. So you need your ult to like gain distance and like kite out fights to get your spells back.
So yeah,
okay, well you have your ult up here. Sorry.
So I guess be more cognizant because like I could have won that fight had I not died to that E there.
Yeah.
And maybe gotten a kill or two back.
Yeah, again, it's the thing. When you leave base, recognize what is your role. Like in fights. How am I supposed to play the next fight? Do I have ult up? Well, then it changes how I play fights. Then I have to look for flanks probably. Do I not have ult up? Well, then I'm playing it like an absolute, like I'm playing it like a caster minion. I'm sitting in the backline and I'm just throwing spells at enemy frontline. I can't find the enemy backline if I don't have ult. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That is again one of those charms that just fly into Narnia. And I don't know why you're trying to play the fight here. But it works, sure. I don't know why you dodge inwards though, but maybe you see Zanzao bot lane and you don't want to run into him. But I think you could have at least tried to maybe run with your Lee Sin and exit through bot side here. Yeah, I mean, that one is a bit of a... That's an ambitious one.
Yeah, I tried to cut him off.
Yeah, I would get the fuck out, because I don't have my ult up, or my charm up, sorry, and no one is one-shottable without charm here. If you have charm up, changes everything, because you can try to one-shot the pike here. Changes how you play the fight completely, but play around your cooldowns. It matters a lot. Right? It's such a basic thing, but yeah, obviously it matters a lot. If you don't have charm up, certain plays are not available. You're probably not going to kill anyone. Like, if you can't one-shot anyone without your charm, you're just leaving. You're just getting the fuck out of there. Yeah, I mean, I would also try to like look at what's going on down here and try to exit bot side with my Lee Sin, but yeah. And now we don't have ult again. Blows. Okay, a little bit of a charm on the minion. Like it. We have ult up. Cool. Can we look for plays? Can look for mid lane maybe? No, what happens here? We're dead somehow. How do we die? We look for the most ambitious charm of all time again. Completely max range. No way it's ever gonna hit. Unless the enemy just isn't looking at their screen. But here. Again, it's a max ranger, brother. She's here and you're here. It's a completely max ranger.
So something from watching a VOD review of I watched Faker the other day. When he charms, say Faker was in this play, he would dash if he would go for this play. We're not saying he would, but he usually would dash, and then he dashes on top of them with the second. He would use his second dash, so that way even if they flash, he's on top of them, or he's in flash range to charm.
Yeah, if you're absolutely certain that you're killing them. Yes, then you do that. Absolutely.
So I mean, but me, I'm always trying to, I'm using it on the first. I'm using my charm on the first dash. I dash and then I charm, which obviously isn't always optimal. So
no,
it's just kind of how to get out of that habit of. I guess
it's something again you have to be conscious of. Like if don't fucking you tell yourself, you go on your Smurf, you tell yourself this game I'm not gonna be throwing fucking max range charms. I'm just not. I don't care. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna be like at least this close to the enemy if I'm gonna throw them. Because
Yeah.
max range charms, they have so much time to dodge it. Like if
Mhm.
they have any sort of mobility spell, any sort of movement speed spell, or
Mhm.
just a decent reaction or like good reaction times, it's just not hitting. It's just no.
Mhm.
It's just not. It's the same as max range Morgana Q, except Morgana
Mhm.
Q is fatter than Charm, so that one's
Yeah.
easier to hit. But the spell is just like it's a snail flying across the screen, man. Like
Mhm.
anyone that has good mechanics or a movement speed spell will just dodge it. Like it will just
Mhm.
be dodged for sure, unless you're playing in bronze. Like this guy Kaiser E. There's just no world, right? It's just not hitting, and we die. Sucks. Blows. I mean, yeah, just be more conscious of how we throw our charms. Like an actual, like appears to be a super fucking big point. Like thinking differently about how we use our charm as Ahri, because it is your most important spell. Oh, more not me, not again.
Well, I thought she was gonna. So I mean, this is one of those things where my thinking right now is she's going to cut back left. So I like, I don't know. I don't know how you how. I guess just holding it in general to get a more sure shot kind of
Here?
thing.
You think it's gonna
Yeah,
hit her here?
oh no, I thought she was. She sees me, so she's gonna, go. She's gonna turn around. So I thought she would go left, and that's why I threw the charm there.
But she's facing here.
Yeah.
Again, that would be she would dodge back here. Then your charm is not hitting either. This is the range of it right now. Then it's not hitting
Mm-hmm.
either. Like these max range charms, they need to stop, man. Unless the enemy doesn't have vision on you. If you're in fog
Mm-hmm.
here, if you're in this bush, yeah, then I like this charm. Then it's fine. But she will still have known you're there because you killed the ward. But in fog, you can go for max range shit. Because then people don't see the entire wind up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Makes it easier to hit. Unless you're playing against Faker. There's that one clip of Faker that just flashes a Nidalee Spear from fog, and well played to
Oh
him for
yeah,
that one.
yeah, I saw that.
Well played to him for that one. Good job. Like that one is, if you're against that, then fuck it sucks, man. Then the enemy is just too good. But yeah, why are we even mid lane here? Is it fine to be mid lane here? Yeah, it could be fine to look at the play here. Yeah, it's fine. We don't have to be bot lane yet necessarily, but Aphelios is probably going to be mid lane. Is there a
And
play
what?
to be made here? Well, Blitzcrank is recalling, so maybe not even. Maybe we should just run bot lane then.
So now you were telling me last time about making mid lane plays.
Yeah,
That's why I'm here to try to make a
that's fine.
play with the mid lane. So when do you? Is there times where pushing the bot, like say there's a bot wave there?
I don't
Is
hate
my
the mid lane play that much, but it just looks like your teammates want to reset all of them, right? So there's probably not a play to be made.
because that's what I was saying. Like when the bot lane switches with the mid lane when the towers go down, and then the bot lane dies when they go mid. Like how do I prevent that kind of thing? Was what I was asking. Because like I try to be the try to hover them to make sure they don't die, but then I'm missing that CS. So how do I mean? It's just how do you?
It comes down to can you make a proactive play afterwards. Like if you push mid lane here, can you make a proactive play? Because the worst case is you go mid lane here, you get priority, and then you can't do anything with it. Well, then you should probably be bot lane instead. And it also comes down to where's the enemy bot lane. I don't mind you fishing for these plays. Eventually, you're gonna get a feel for how they're gonna work, like like what variables need to be present for them to have a high success rate of working. That's all that really matters to me.
Yeah, because like for me in this instance, like I like if it was, before I met you, I would have gotten that wave, gotten that the bot tower is like 2 HP, so that's guaranteed gold that I'm getting regardless, like, unless someone shows up. But like
It's
more than
probably the
likely,
correct decision to run bot lane here, but you have to understand why. Because there's some cases where running bot lane here is a complete int and will just grief you the entire game. It's correct because your Lee Sin and your Blitzcrank are both backing, so there's no proactive play to be made. Your entire team is resetting, so there's nothing to be done mid lane. You will lose one wave of priority, that's fine, because your team is in base. You do not have a timer where you can go for a play. But if your Blitzcrank and your Lee Sin are on the map here and they're chilling outside here and you're pushing mid lane, then I would say this is correct play.
yeah, I don't think I pay attention to those
And
kind
I
of
don't
things.
expect you to, but this matter. Like this is like I don't expect you to, but then you should probably see if your teammates are backing and there's nothing to be done mid lane. Sick, I'll go back bot lane. Sweet. Then you cut off the play. That is fine. But your teammates kind of have to be present for it to work. And there will be timers where you run mid lane and you think, God damn, boys, this is a good timer to be mid lane. Fuck yeah, we're gonna go for a play here. And then your teammates you will see their little rat asses just zoop, walk away, and you're like,
Yeah.
fuck, why did you walk away, man? We had a timer here to make a play, and you will be very annoyed. And this will happen, and that's okay. And then we just think to ourselves, God damn, you're terrible at the game. And then we move on. It's okay.
Get the next play.
Exactly. Like, your teammates will grief sometimes. This will happen. This charm works. It's good because you're in fog. And we play like a caster minion. Nice. We throw max range spells. And our entire team gets aced. Fucking sucks. Can't do much. Blows. Probably not much else to do this game. I imagine it's super over. But maybe we can make some magic happen. I imagine Yi is just Exodia at this point. But maybe we can find him here. Yeah, we find him. Nice. I like it. Look for the Akali. Yeah. Charm could be aimed better, but it's not bad. Wait, it actually works, and you find shutdowns. This guy's standing AFK. Wait, maybe this game is playable now. Yeah. Yeah, we die. Sucks. What next? What next? What next? We have ult up again.
Okay. Now in a game state, like, I guess I came back a little bit, but I was gonna say it because I was down a little bit. Like, what do you want to look for if I'm behind? Like, say I was like 3-6 right now, and the game's kind of even, no, like a little behind. But like, what am I trying to find now? Just
well, you have very low CS numbers this game, but that's because it's been fist fighting, I guess. Yeah, I mean, if you're like Ahri as a champion does not deal damage if you're not like even or ahead. If you're not playing 10 CS per minute or super far ahead, your champion does not deal damage. That's just how she works. It's more utility then. But yeah, you still look for picks. Yeah, you just become a CC bot. And you still like will chunk the enemy. Like you will still deal 70% of a squishy's damage or HP. But you just can't cleanly one-tap them. Yeah, I mean, there's a fight going on bot lane here.
Now here in itemization, so you've been teaching me just to take damage.
Yeah, I hate Hourglass.
When do you build defense items? Like here they have that Fed Yi and they have an Akali, so I tech into the Hourglass. Is that okay here instead of going into large rods and stuff? Because
I would be playing Deathcap here anyway. With these items, you have accepted that we're going full one shot. Now, if they have like a Zed, a Vi, I might change my itemization a bit. Yeah, I might be playing Hourglass here. Or if we're ahead, I don't mind building defensive either. But building defensive when you're behind as Ahri feels really fucking bad. Because it just means I am dealing absolutely zero damage at any point.
And another thing I like to do is the bait. Because if they try to, if the E tries to engage on me, I have Hourglass now. So I can either charm him Hourglass.
That's a play that becomes unlocked when you have Hourglass. Yeah, you can now bait. Yeah. That's a play Hourglass unlocks, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. Is it wrong to go for these, or is it better just to always go the full damage route like I'm doing?
I like full damage. That's what I play.
Because I mean that was my intent in this game was to go full damage because I'm playing to carry, but then things happen, so now I'm teching into.
Yeah, I mean I think if your teammates are ahead or if your teammates are going to be the carries of the game, then you can go defensive. Yeah, that's fine. But if your teammates are also behind, then no, you go full damage.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If you think but I think your role this game is probably to you have a lot of targets to one-shot, so I think going full damage is fine. The way you're gonna carry this game is by probably one-shotting the E. If he dives in, you're probably just gonna one-shot him. The way that's not happening with Hourglass, probably not. It's probably happening with Deathcap. So I would go Deathcap. But again, I like playing full damage on Ahri as well. Like I just like this.
Well, that's what I mean. That's what I mean in this game. That's what I was wondering. Like, should I be even building Hourglass, or should I be building more damage to kill the?
I would be building damage. If you're ahead, I don't mind building Hourglass. I think if you're ahead, Hourglass is nice. It allows you to stay ahead, and you already have damage because you're ahead. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So it allows you to itemize defensively. Usually, when you're ahead, you want to itemize defensively, because then it's harder for the opponent to kill you.
Yeah,
and you're ahead, so you have damage. Yeah. Yeah, if you have Magi's as well, then Hourglass becomes better, because now your life is worth more. Yeah? All depends.
Yeah.
Again, like a little bit of a wishful charm. Damn, if only we had charm available here. That'd be really fucking cool, wouldn't it? Don't throw them out for fun, man. There has to be a purpose. That sucks.
So this freaking Lee, he kicked the 1 HP. He was getting played. He kicked the Yi out with 1 HP when I could have killed him.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah. That really sucks. Yeah, but don't throw your spells out for fun, man. I think we have some clear stuff for you to work on. I'm pretty sure that we have if you stick to the schedule,
Mhm.
and you actually try to improve, and you actually try to be conscious of your decisions that you make, I think you already have enough knowledge to be able to just hit challenger.
Mhm.
After it will take months of practice, probably, yeah,
Mhm.
but you're also going to be top 300 on the server, so it's expected. If you want to be top 300 at anything, it takes months of practice.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I think you can do it for sure. If you stick to the schedule, absolutely.
Mm.
I don't doubt that. Do you have any questions?
Oh. I mean, I just got a stew in what I got, what you gave.
Yeah, I mean, you still have the notes from last time as well. Those are
Mhm.
all the actual league stuff that you need to improve on. This is more
Yeah.
like the actual mental stuff. Because I think your problems are not so much league based, if it makes sense. It's
Mhm.
more mental
Yeah.
based.
Yeah.
I think giving you more knowledge in the league area is not gonna help you improve that much. Is my
Mhm.
evaluation of what the fuck's going on here. Okay. Well, if you don't have any questions, again, you have been messaging me. You can keep messaging me.
Mhm.
It's all good. I'll answer. Try to answer at least.
Yeah. When you're awake and when I'm awake.
Yeah, if not, I can give considerably more detailed answers on stream if you ever pop
Yeah.
in when I'm streaming, because I can
Mhm.
actually talk to you then.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, instead of typing. Right, man.
Oh.